Kevin Allen is up next, and Kevin asks, it seems like this is another good question. Seems like a lot of people didn't like Tully Blanchard back in the day. Did you like him? And what did you think about him when he came to the WWF?
Well, there's Tully and I got quite a history, actually. Tully was a college quarterback, and you know where he was a quarterback at?
I do, but go ahead.
SMU, Southern Methodist. He was at SMU before, and then he went out to West Texas. So Tully was my host when I went to SMU as a high school kid. Right. So
wow.
SMU was my first trip to another college. I'm as straight as they come. In high school, public high school, I wear a sport coat and tie. So now I'm flying from Albany, New York, first time on an airplane to Dallas, Texas. And so I take my tie off and everything. We're getting ready to land in Dallas, Texas. I get to put my sport coat and tie back on. I get there because Coach Cutbirth, who was up in Woods Falls for a week, so I know Coach, he was totally different. I had signed. Now he's like, come here, get it. No. No, that was after I went to school. But he was cool. And Tully and some other guy there, and they're kind of looking at me fucking weird. And I'm like, well, hi, Jim Duggan. I Moose Duggan, Glens Falls. And they're like, well, you want to go out and get some beer? I'm like, I don't drink, Well, you want to go to the sorority party? I'm like, no, I got a girlfriend. I'll go to the hotel. I went to the hotel. I get to the hotel. I walk in, I look in the mirror. I put my tie over half my collar on one side. I've been walking around like that, and plus I was straight as shit. So there's my first meeting with Tully. Now he left SMU, and I think he went out to West Texas State. I stayed at SMU, ended up becoming a wrestler. I ended up going to after I left, made the loop, went into San Antonio. Joe Blanchard owns San Antonio territory, so I come in. I don't know anybody. Tully let me stay with him for probably 2 months at his home. I had a beat up piece of shit car. He's like, don't park that out front, Jim. He lived in this real nice neighborhood, right? I had my old beat up Grand Prix out front, man. Retread tires on it. But so, yeah, I know Tully carried a lot of heat, but he was always decent to me, and we didn't have that much interaction. But yeah, I remember meeting him at SMU with a tie and letting him stay. And man, he had a stripper named Rose. She could cook Mexican food, unbelievable. She was a great cook. Her and their stripper girlfriend, So I'm pretty wild back then, So they're like, yeah, Hacksaw, take us out. That's where I became Hacksaw. I'm like, well, okay, So anyway, they were kind of crazy. So boom, I got them both on collars and leashes. And that's their gimmick, So we go to the bar and the guy's like, hold it. He said, you can't come in here like that. And I'm like, well, I take them off. I have no control over. And he's like, you can't come in. So Stacy and Rose. Oh my God, Stacy and Rose. So I unhook them, right? So I go to the bar. I'm sitting there drinking. The guy comes over. He goes, I'm sorry, you got to leave. I'm like, what the hell? I ain't doing nothing. I'm sitting here by the bar. And he goes, well, your friend. And Stacy comes over. He goes, your friend, she's exposing her breast. Stacy means, you mean tits? I'm like, all right, out of here, man. Funny that story came up, Bob.
Well, it's just funny.
Deborah turned around and was like, "Oh, your wife." I'm like, "Are you kidding?" Shit. I wish that was the worst.
I can't believe that Tully is. He got to see both sides of Jim Duggan, though. He got to see the straight laced suit and tie with Jim Duggan, and now he's getting to see Wildman Duggan.
What was the change in between that?
Well,
wrestling.
I was going to say,
I went from a straight ass football player to a pro wrestler. What was that transition like? I came home with a beard and long hair. My sisters cried. I have 3 older sisters. My dad's chief of police in my town. I come home, long hair and a beard. Oh, Jimmy, what have you done? Trying to make a living.